Alright, so this is my informative speech for Dr. Merritt's Intro to Communications class, and this is my audience. Alright, so we're going to begin now. Imagine you're driving down the road, all of a sudden you hear a loud bang. Your car starts swerving to the left, swerving to the right, you get spun around backwards, you smack the guardrail, the airbag's in your face, you're confused, you don't know what just happened. What do you think was the cause of this accident? Tire failure. Yeah, you had a tire failure, that's what caused this one. So my name is Joshua Willis, and today we're going to discuss routine vehicle maintenance. And we're going to break this down into 3 categories to make it. We're going to do fluids and filters and tune-up stuff on the first one. We're going to do tires, suspension, and alignments on the second one, and we're going to go into just your basic cleaning. So a little background about me is I've been working on cars for a really long time. I have about 8 years combined professional experience. I'm a nationally registered ASE master technician and a expert certified Toyota technician. So let's consider the 3 topics in a little more detail. First one is going to be your fluids and filters. There's a lot of components on your vehicle that uses fluids for cooling and lubrication. Some of them have filters, they don't all have filters. The first one we're talking about just your basic oil change. This is a cartridge style oil filter. Some of them are spin on, but this is what most of the newer cars are going to. It's easy to change. Next thing we're going to talk about is your tune-up stuff, spark plugs, wires, cap and rotor. Every car that has a gasoline engine has spark plugs in it. Those you can change depending on if you have the standard resistor plugs, you can change them every 30 to 60,000 miles. If you have the iridium spark plugs, you can change them every 100, 120,000 miles. Not every car has cap and rotor, that's most of the older cars. We're going to go into belts. Belts, you have a timing belt and you have drive belts. Your timing belt is very important. If you have a timing belt in your engine, they do not all have it. It's what keeps your engine in time, keeps it spinning properly. If that breaks, it's bad. You want to change that roughly every 60 to 80,000 miles. Your manufacturer may specify a different time frame in the owner's manual. Your other belts are your drive belts. Those, they drive your accessories like your alternator, your air conditioning, your power steering. Those, they don't have an interval for replacement. That's more of a when they wear or they get damaged, that's when you want to replace those. So we're going to switch to the second topic, and we're going to talk about tires, suspension components, and alignments. I brought a tire in. Here's a tire. It's pretty well worn. One thing you want to do is you always want to make sure you maintain your tire pressure. There, it'll be stamped on the inside of your driver's door jamb. Very important. The next thing you're going to do is inspect for tire wear and just damage to the tire. There's tread indicators that go across the tire. Once you get down to about 330 seconds, that's when you want to start thinking about new tires. And as far as damage goes, you want to take your first tread line on the inside coming in. Anything outside of that, if it's damaged, it's recommended that you replace the tire. In this section here in the middle, if you have just a small puncture, you can plug or patch those. It's not a big deal. So next thing we're going to talk about is just a general suspension inspection. You have a lot of rubber bushings, ball joints, things of that nature. There's no intervals for replacement, just according to wear and damage when you want to replace those parts. And then you have your alignments. Alignment is what keeps your car going straight down the road. Helps with fuel economy, because if your car is not fighting the tires going, it'll roll a lot easier. So that's one thing to keep up on. There's not really an interval for that. Some people may say every 6 months get your car aligned, get alignment checked anyway. So now we're going to go to the last and final topic is just your basic cleaning of the car. It's not only to make it look better, but it's to help keep it from oxidizing or corroding or rusting. Just a simple wash and wax will really go a long way. And then as far as protecting it, they have waxes. This is just your basic carnauba wax. You can get it in any auto parts store, Walmart, anywhere it's got it. You just wipe it on, wipe it off. Then you can get like Armor All and stuff for your plastic surfaces. And it's just a protection. It'll keep it from rusting and everything, so your car will last longer. So now that we've discussed these 3 main topics of vehicle maintenance, you might be a little more informed. So as somebody's discussing this with you, you'll know what they're talking about. Just think of your car as like you're taking yourself to your doctor's appointment for your annual physical. They're going to check you out, make sure everything's working good. They're going to do work, blood work and everything, make sure that's all good. They're going to do the same for your car. They're going to check it out, make sure it's working good, and they're going to check your fluids and everything, make sure everything's good. Just keep your car reliable. So now that we've covered all these things, if you're standing there at your service department or your dealership or your shop, wherever you take your car, you won't have that deer in the headlights look when they're talking to you about the services that are offered. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. Thank you, and have a good afternoon.